It's late and I felt like I needed to come on here and say some things. And I thought I'd do it in front of the camera this time. Um, so I've been going through a lot. I've been going through a big, deep, dark time. And I've splattered it all over YouTube, my YouTube channel, my 19th nervous breakdown. Um, so I thought I'd come and face camera and talk about this because, I try to go through these things alone. I try to talk them out or whatever. Lately I've been talking on videos. I write about them. Writing is my number one thing. Um, but um, I rarely take my problems to people and say them. And part of that is just because I just don't want to bother people because I know people have their own problems and I don't want to add to them and I don't want to be a burden on people and I don't want to bore people. And so, yeah, I usually just try to push through these things on my own and I have various methods of doing that. But today, a couple things happened that were uh, significant, and one of them was I talked to my boss. Um, I like to say boss, and it's a term of endearment in my mind, in a sort of ironic way. Um, she's she's great. Anyway, I talked to her and because I wasn't at work yesterday and we had a meeting scheduled and so she rescheduled it for today and we talked and she asked me how I was doing and I immediately like started to tear up and I was like not good. So we had a good talk uh, in a general way. I wasn't really telling her what I was going through. I said I was basically swallowed by the dark. And I know that doesn't really make a lot of sense or it's not very descriptive, but that's in a nutshell. And she she actually gave me some really good advice. I was thinking about it later. She said that it's hard to live alone, and and um, she gave me some advice about it. And she said, like every day, get outside, get out in the fresh air, which I do. I do generally speaking, and having a dog helps for sure. And also talk to somebody every day, and it doesn't matter who it is. Like go out to go to the park, go to the store, go to talk to somebody. And which kind of refers back to one of the one of the many videos I posted earlier. Um, how like just being having a little conversation with the grocery cashier can make the difference between feeling despair and feeling hope again or feeling lifted. And therefore you cannot quantify people's um, contribution in the world merely by economic means. You must take into account the daily things that they give, and you can't quantify that. But anyway, that happened, and it made me feel better. Just talking with her and her understanding of maybe not my particular, madness, darkness. She is a human being, and she feels and she cares, and she's experienced a lot herself. So um, that helped a lot. And then the second thing was my cousin Sarah. We've been in contact by email a few times in the past few days, so she knew that I was going through something, and I don't know. I wrote something really bad. Like, I don't know, I'm going down. I'm in the dark. I am the dark. I am the dragon. Um, but anyway, she offered to go to have a Zoom call tonight and do a healing. And she does amazing work. By the way, I will put her information in the description box below, because she really is amazing. Anyway, so we called tonight, and we talked for a little while about what was going on, and then we went into the healing, and I, God, I was like taken back to this time where I had peed in my pants, and my dad chased me all over the house trying to get me, and I was terrified, and he caught me, and he pulled me outside to the curb in front of our house, really across the street from my best friend Felicia. And he said that did I want him to tell Felicia what a baby I was. Um, and then I was remembering the shame of that, and the feeling of fear and everything. But then underneath all of that was anger. And when I felt the anger, I remembered another time where I had asked him about Felicia, because Felicia was Jewish, and I asked um, him if she would go to heaven, and he said no, she wouldn't unless she accepted Jesus Christ as her savior. And so that those two incidents are sort of like connected in my mind. And so anyway, I mean, we were bringing up all this very, very deep stuff, and we were trying to go into like feeling the body, and I'm like, right now I'm feeling it, like, because I was feeling this very, very tight in my shoulder here. And at one point I showed her, like I have this claw, like clenching my hand. And so we were like going into the anger stuff, and I remembered a time where I was 15. It was the summer of my 15th year, and we were camping on Wellesley Island in the Thousand Islands. And they had let me bring my friend Mary with me. And Mary and I had gone down to the docks in the evening, one evening, and like to hang out with all the teenagers down there. And all the teenagers down there, while we were down there, decided to get in the boats and go out on the river. And so Mary and I got into this boat with these two guys, and we all drove around on the river for a little while, but then they took us to Canada, and um, they split us apart. I was inside with one of the guys, and Mary was outside with the other guy, and we were there for hours. And I mean, to their credit, they did. I don't think they did anything. I mean, Mary says nothing happened to her, and the guy didn't do anything to me. They just kept trying to get us to do stuff, talking us into it. That's what the guy that I was with was doing. I don't know what the guy with Mary was doing, but she said that nothing happened. But we couldn't get them to just take us back to the United States. And it took hours. And finally, we did get them to take us back. And by the time we got back, it was almost dawn. And my parents had called the park police. And we walked back to my campsite, and my mother she was furious. And now just picture this. My best friend, one of my best friends, Mary, was with us. And it is a campground at dawn. There's a smell of coffee in the air. People are like shuffling around. It's still kind of dark, but you wake up early when you're camping. There's people cooking bacon and stuff. And my mother's absolutely furious with me. And after the park police left, we just got into this big fight. And at one point, she like grabbed my hair, and she had these long fingernails, and she just scraped my scalp. And my arm went like this. I didn't even think about it. And it's not like I was a fighting person. Like I did get into a couple of fights, but it was kind of a joke. I'm not a fighter. I don't know how to fight. And it just happened. I didn't even think about it. And so all this stuff came out during this healing, and it was really good. Like, I mean, there was a lot more to it, but these main things came out. And so I'm trying to go to sleep, and I'm just lying there and remembering the healing. And then it occurred to me, I'm 55. That incident at Wellesley Island happened when I was 15. It happened 40 years ago. And this fall, marks the 40th anniversary of my falling apart, my losing my home and my friends and my family. Because I was skipping school and going out and drinking and smoking, running away from my home so that I could go to parties because my parents wouldn't let me out otherwise. And so I would jump out my window and walk 3 miles to my friend's house. Um, I was doing a lot of stupid stuff, and I crashed a car. Is why I have that scar, which looks like a flying V guitar. I will have you know. um, it's been 40 years since I went downhill, and by the end of the year of 1983, I was in the psych ward in Binghamton General Hospital. Taking antidepressants and watching people come in looking perfectly normal, and then seeing them like drooling and on the in the hallway hours later. Lithium is nasty. um, I lost my friends, good friends, and I lost my friends, and I lost my home and my family. There's nothing was ever the same again. I was always um, the outsider. And by the time I got back from the hospitals and the schools, I was really just flattened and nothing. And I think I kind of understand now why I've been going through this darkness. And I just wanted to put that out here after after putting out all that other stuff. So I think that's it. I have to get up at 5 a.m, so I better go to sleep. Oops. I have to stop the recording.